guys, it's a Friday night. I do have to work tomorrow, but I do want to get some serious progress in. So the biggest thing in my way right now is cutting out the crossmember. Last time I filled you guys in, I had that brace in there. So I finished welding the other end of that on. And what I'm going to do is actually put the hydraulic jack under there to support that while I work on cutting this out. I'm just going to use a Sawzall, cut it nice and close. I'm going to start with the outsides so that way I can reduce my time with the frame rails separated. I might actually even consider getting another piece of metal just to tack to the front of the frame tubes, but I think I'll be okay because for some reason in TNT's instructions they don't even mention anything about like keeping the frame rails together. So I'm just gonna go for it.
Feeling it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. Talking, getting tired of talking. Feeling like I'm flying high up in the sky. You can't hold me down.
Alright, so the crossmember is officially out. There's no turning back at this point. This is easily the scariest mod I
can't
Okay, so I'm just about, almost, not really, but I'm close to the point where these plates need to be tacked on. And so what I really wanted to do to protect the frame from rusting in the future is put some sort of coating on here, because I can't paint it if I'm going to weld it. It's going to ruin the welds. So I went and picked up some weld through primer, and I'm just going to put this on the back side of it, just so that there's some sort of coating on the inside of this plate. If some moisture ever does get in there, it won't rust over time. I did find behind some of the factory brackets that there was a little bit of corrosion going on, so hopefully this will prevent that with this. Alright, so I started my day with running around to some stores. I needed to get some rotary burr grinding bit things, so I can continue with the steering project. I forget if I mentioned that in the video or not, so I guess I'm going to film it again. But a couple things I need to do before I go back to that. I'm getting water in my airlines, so I need to replace some filters in the system. And I was at Harbor Freight this morning, so I picked up a new one of these. This is like basically just a all-in-one air and water filter. This is actually what's already on the system, so it should just plug right back in. And then down in here is a bunch of stuff that I picked up today. Definitely gonna need this. Got a new utility knife, the best Sawzall blade in the biz, another flat disc, a MIG torch rest. I've been really needing one of these. I want to actually build my own, but at least now I can use the magnet from this one. Here's the burr grinders. I need a 1-inch hole saw. These Milwaukee hole dozers, they're pretty good. And then these guys are really what I needed to continue on with this. I got these at Harbor Freight. They were freaking 60 bucks. 60 bucks at Harbor Freight can get you a lot, but apparently it can also only get you one thing of burr grinders. So I needed to get it though, so I can continue on what I'm doing. So I'm actually gonna go work on the airlines, and then I can get back to this. So over here is the current air filter system. It actually has an extra filter on it over here as well, but that's not gonna work anymore. It's all just old and crusty, so bam. This should just should, in a perfect world, just kind of go right back on. I doubt it's going to be that easy, but we're going to give it a shot. After further inspection of the airlines, there's actually some things that I want to change and kind of route my own line over here. And so I'd rather use that filter for my line. It was pretty cheap, but still, it's just, I'd rather just do that. So I'm going to play with that, the die grinder. I actually have, my parents actually got me this Milwaukee die grinder for Christmas. And I had issues with the arbor and getting things to fit in there, so I actually had to pull it out and stretch it out. But these Harbor Freight arbors actually look, these Harbor Freight burr grinders actually look pretty legit. So what I need to do is grind open these openings here so that this piece of DOM that TNT supplies in their kit can actually fit through there and I can weld around it. Seems to be making a mess, so here we go. One down. 3 more to go.
It's happening now. Nothing's gonna hold me down.
So I've just kind of learned that the whole burr grinder thing is kind of a miserable job. Well, when you're doing it on your lap anyway, it's kind of a miserable job. It just makes a mess. It makes like really big metal shards that like would easily splinter you. But anyway, so I got the holes widened enough, and what I'm gonna do is actually clamp everything to the frame, and I'm gonna see if I can kind of mock up the steering box, like put some bolts in there and see where everything's actually gonna fall before I do anything serious. Alright, so I've made some significant progress. There was a bunch of stuff going on in the shop behind the scenes and stuff, so I didn't really want to film too much. But a couple things I want to fill you guys in on. So those burr grinders came in handy again because I actually changed the shape of this a little bit. You can see at the top, this actually matched this sharp angle here. This matched on the bottom. And so I rounded it out a little bit so it follows the frame a lot better. So I did that to all of them. As you can see, the crossmember fits through there. That was my first issue. And then look at this. The box is, it's got one bolt in there hanging it on. And then it actually, don't be alarmed, it's actually resting on the brace that I put back there. So it's not just all in that one bolt. But I actually do need to cut that brace out because I need the back of the box to come down. You can see it doesn't line up right now. So I need to get that out of there, but this is pretty much how it's gonna look. I was going to use the 1-inch hole saw that I just bought, but I didn't buy an arbor for it because I have this one, and this is a 1 1/4 inch bit, but it looks like they actually drop down in arbor size, so I don't have the right arbor to hold this 1-inch hole saw. So conveniently, I'm starving, and so I think I'm gonna go run to my local hardware store, and then I'm gonna run and get lunch, and we'll see how I'm feeling after that. I honestly feel really good at this point about the progress that I've made. Really, I just need to drill these holes and weld all this stuff together, and that doesn't seem like that big of a deal for me to get done later in the week. Yeah, this is also gonna give me some time to see if I really wanna change anything. I'm playing with building a bumper. If anybody's familiar with Recoil TJ on Instagram, he built pretty much exactly what I would want to do with the recessed winch next to the steering box. I really like that. It's different. Not a lot of people have done it, especially on a more street, full body style Jeep, not necessarily more of a buggy. So I think I'm gonna fool around with that idea a little bit more. So basically, my game plan is going to be to I'm going to tack the plates in on both sides so they do not move, because I'm really happy with where everything is sitting right now. And then I can use these holes as guides to drill the other holes for the crush sleeves. This one sits right on top. I'm going to be able to get a nice weld right under there. So yeah, I'll drill those holes and then put a little bit of weld on these boys, and then that way I should, in a perfect world, be able to slide that cross member out of there. And if I do want to go ahead and build a bumper, I can pop that out of the way and basically put a 1/4-inch steel plate on the bottom, and that would act as my cross member, obviously with some stringers and stuff to keep it from flexing. But yeah, so I'm really happy with where this is, and I'm gonna go grab some lunch now.
I'm making moves. I'm ready to go. I'm making moves. Get up and go. I'm never gonna stop until I'm on top. I'm gonna do what I do. I'm making moves.
All right, so at home, I actually had the right arbor. And so I got my whole dozer on there. Sick. So what I'm actually gonna do now is I'm gonna put a couple tacks on these plates here. I'm very happy with where everything is sitting. So I'm gonna get those going. And then I'm actually gonna have to remove my brace back there, which is a little meh, but it is what it is. Gotta move forward with this. So I'm gonna get the welder out and get going.
I'ma light the flash, yeah, I'm coming fast. Better brace yourself, feel my thunder crack. Can't tune me out, I'm coming direct. I'm born for this, yeah, ready, get set. Motivated, get to working. John Wayne on a different purpose. Concentrated, never swerving. I'ma teach class.
Got some tack welds on there. Not my greatest work, but I'm really not used to having such a big and weird gap like that. So it is what it is. It's gonna hold for now. It'll get me doing what I gotta do. Maybe I could have someone else come weld it. I mean, if they could all just go like that one, we'd be in good shape. So I'm gonna work on drilling the 1-inch holes now. If I can get all this stuff tacked up, that'd be awesome, because then maybe I could have someone come this week and help me finish weld all this, because you're gonna see all this and I want it to look pretty nice. So yeah, this is gonna be a little tricky to do. I'm sure the drill's gonna want to fight me quite a bit, so no time like the present, I suppose.
And the fight ain't done till the last bell rung. Are you ready now? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm making moves. I'm ready to go. I'm making moves.
Well, here she is, baby. That's gonna be her final place. I didn't tack in the crushed sleeves yet, but I'm super happy with where that is. We have a little bit of clearance there, a little bit of clearance there. I'm not super happy about how tight that is, but it is what it is. I'll probably end up putting a brace on that also of some sort. But yeah, that's all 4 bolts in. For some reason, this rear bolt is giving me troubles, and the threads are just kind of like locking up. It starts easy and then it just gets really hard. So I don't know if that's an alignment issue or if the threads are messed up, but nonetheless, super extremely happy with this progress. So I'm gonna clean up, and that's probably gonna do it for this video and today. It's a Sunday. Happy Sunday. I'll catch you in the next video.